Hi everyone! Don't mind me if I look tired. I just came back from work and I didn't have a video to edit, so I'm going to film and edit and upload it all on the same day. Today I wanted to recommend you some books with a unique plot, at least they are unique in my opinion. So I'm going to recommend you 5 books with a unique plot today. The first book that I want to talk about today is The Island of Dr. Moreau by H.G. Wells. This book is set in the tropics and there is a mad scientist who is making half human creatures. It was quite a short and enjoyable book. It was quite interesting to watch the results of this experiment. It was a bit creepy and kind of scary, a little bit disturbing from time to time, but at the same time it was really enjoyable and really interesting. As it is something out of normal, I was quite curious to see how it was going to go and to actually imagine what would happen if that was possible to do. So it was quite fascinating to read about. I read this book a while ago and I believe I gave it 3 stars, but it was quite a good book. The second book is The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. In this book, our main character gets an invitation to write a biography of a very famous author, Vida Winter, who is famous for not telling the truth about her life. But now she's finally prepared to tell the truth. Our main character accepts the invitation and goes to her house to live there for a while to write a biography. And it's basically about her past when she was a child, and it is really interesting. This book definitely has a gothic and dark atmosphere. From time to time it would be a bit creepy even. It is perfect to read it on a rainy, gloomy day. The twists of this book, I didn't expect most of them. I was quite shocked with them because it's just no way you can guess it. It is one of those books that you actually don't know what's happening, and then when one big thing is revealed at the end or closer to the end, you're just shocked because you didn't ever expect anything like it. So I really enjoyed it. And this book definitely takes you by surprise. The third book is Gingerbread by Robert Dinsdale. First of all, it is set in Belarus, which I think is already quite original. I personally haven't read any books before this one which was set in Belarus. Mostly it takes place in a forest in winter, so probably it is perfect for winter. But obviously you can read it at any time. Like I said, this book is set in the forest in which a boy and his grandfather scatter his mother's ashes, and his last promise to his mum was to take care of his grandfather no matter what happens. And so the boy leaves the city to live with his grandfather, and they both go travel deeper among the trees, and all of the grandfather's tales seem to interweave with the reality. So this book is definitely, I would describe it as gothic and dark as well. From time to time it would be really creepy, but at the same time mesmerizing. I remember being kind of taken out of the reality and was completely immersed in the book because it was very atmospheric and very enjoyable, even though sometimes again it was a little bit disturbing. There was one thing at the end that I was very shocked with. It's definitely not one of those stories that you read about and then completely forget. It's completely opposite. I read it a while ago as well, a couple of years ago, and I still remember it and I still think about it from time to time because it was that original. The fourth book is Blindness by José Saramago. I'm really hoping I said the name right, but it is kind of a dystopian novel in which everyone gets blind and there's just basically the aftermath of all that. How the society works, what happened to all of those people, and basically all set around that. This was, out of all the 5 books that I'm recommending today, is the book that I liked the least, because for my liking it was a bit too, I don't know, disturbing again. The concept is really interesting. It's interesting to think about what actually would happen if this happened. So it is quite a unique thing, but it was a little bit too disturbing for me. I think I gave it 2 or 2.5 or 3 stars, something like that. The things that happen in this book are they're not very pleasant to read about, but at the same time I feel like many people might enjoy this book a lot, and I think it has quite a high rating on Goodreads. I might be wrong though. But there are a lot of people who really enjoyed this book and thought that it is really good and kind of thought-provoking as well. And the last book that I want to recommend today is The Fifth Child by Doris Lessing. In this book there is a family with 5 children. 4 of the children are completely normal and fine, but the 5th child is something, let's say, out of this world, something rather unusual, something weird about this child. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I was really enjoying it. It was really short book as well. You can easily read it in one sitting. We still didn't get the answer at the end what this child actually was. I believe there's kind of a sequel, so maybe it is explained in the next book, but I didn't read the next book and not really planning to. This book is not very light-hearted, let's say. It starts perfectly. It starts with a happy family. But then when this child comes to their lives, everything changes. And I'm not telling you in what way it changes, but it's definitely very interesting. And I was curious to see how this 5th child changed their lives and how he was acting, how different he was from everyone else. These are all of the books that I wanted to talk about today. If you enjoyed this video, I might do another one at some point if you want me to, with more books with a unique plot. I would be happy to do that if you want me to, so let me know in the comments. If you have any recommendations for books with a unique plot, leave them down below as well for other people to check out and maybe for me to check out as well, even though I'm not really allowed to buy any more books. But maybe something will catch my attention and I will keep an eye on that book whenever I see one. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye!